Hey guys, Matt McGinley. Hopefully you liked the last couple posts. There was an interesting little comment I made on LinkedIn. You can check out my LinkedIn profile about about the last video. But I also asked in there, hey, can people share some ideas of what to call the channel? Because it's not just Matt McGinley channel. We kind of need a creative name. You need some input from people, what we want to call this thing. And so, Mr. McCollum said R for rebooter, because we're always saying reboot, right? Pretty funny. The IT life, that was pretty good. Lyndon is like, hey, the conduit, which is interesting. I love that too, because it seems like IT is a conduit to a lot of things. Iterations, IT iterations. I think that's a great one. Tech circuit, identikit, which is pretty good. So I think my two favorite ones are iterations. And then behind the bite, that was another good one. And then I think in honor of my wife, I think she would like the name Just Fix It with an IT, because that's what she just wants IT to do, right? Just work. So, but I really like behind the bites, and iterations are my two favorites. So I think I'm going to try to do a poll somehow and narrow it down those two and see what people like, and go from there. But anyway, thanks for all those ideas. There might be some other ones out there as well that I missed, but great stuff. I appreciate it. And then this one, it's late at night, Friday. It's been a couple weeks since I've done a post. I'm in a t-shirt, no makeup on. Not that helps. And I just said, you know what, just get it done and get something out, because there's no time like the present. So hopefully this comes out well, and then probably won't post it tonight, because I was told last time, Matt, don't post it on a Friday night or Friday afternoon, right? Because then people don't see it as much. So I guess I got to think about those things, and so I'll probably wait till Monday to post it and work on it over the weekend. So anyway, that's a little bit about that. So this one is about RFPs. I know you've been waiting for it, right? Really exciting stuff. Requests for proposals. And the whole purpose of requests for proposals are, basically when you're looking for a new product, or data warehousing solution, or maybe you want to replace, Google Workspace with something, or, whatever is IT product, solution, services, medical billing system, whatever it might be. It's really good to put something bigger, right? It's really good to put together a more structured RFP template and a process. So it's kind of a combination of a structured process, but it also includes a structured documentation that goes with it. And that structured documentation is typically, I say, because I'm tired, it's late at night, RFP is request for proposal. There's like RFIs, there's RFQs, request for information, request for quote, I believe. There's a bunch of different RF stuff. And depending on if if you're trying to bid on something or trying to get bids for something, the bigger the company or government organization might have much more formalized structures and so forth. But for small, medium-sized businesses, I think it's really helpful still to go through this process, because the RFP will just stick with an RFP. Has a couple a structure to it, right? And the RFP has the structure is a purpose. What's the scope? What are the requirements of whatever it is, right? What are the timelines? So you share that information with the vendor. Here's our timelines. Here's our budgets. If you have that, information, and you might not have it yet, and that's okay. Roles and responsibilities. So clearly lay those things out, and qualifications and experiences for submitting your response to an RFP as a vendor responding to an RFP. So those are the typical parts to it. What I really like about it, and it doesn't have to be super heavy. To me, the best part of an RFP is within an organization is really defining what the scope and what the requirements are and what the purpose are. Because a lot of times we'll get into a project, and someone from the business will say, we need to solve this with this, or we just need this solution. And a lot of times we just need to work through that and go, okay, what are we really trying to solve? Because you're thinking solution A, and as you go through that purpose and scoping and requirements process, a lot of times what you think the problem is, and so you think you need solution A, doesn't really fulfill or resolve the business challenge. So you go through this iteration of a learning, and it's really growth of this idea and solving this problem, and A, which ends up being actually, well, we want to solve problems C and D to get to A. So it's really going through the discovery process and getting cross-functional teams together, depending on who's involved, and starting off with, let's not define the solution. Let's define what's the challenge we're trying to solve. And a lot of times as you go through it, you end up reviewing your processes, people, process, and technology, right? So the technology is the third most important thing about this whole thing. So what are the people, process, technology? So what people are involved, and make sure you have the right people involved. And sometimes as you go through these things, especially if it's a large project that really transforms an organization, sometimes you realize, oh, we need different types of skill sets to help out with this, right? And that's okay. That's how organizations grow. That's how departments grow. And that's part of it. So do you have the right people to address what you're trying to address? Do you have the right processes? Because if you're taking the same processes and jamming it into another solution just to solve it, odds are it's going to not be as good as what you think. So what are the processes you're looking at? Can you re-engineer, redesign those? Is there an opportunity just to gain efficiencies in the process without a new system? Do you really need a new system? So going through all those things is really, really important. It takes time. It's legwork up front. But that pays dividends later on when you're really assuming you go out for a proposal to get information from potential vendors, that really helps not waste a lot of people's time, really helps narrow down to what you really need, and be able to make quick, effective decisions, because you've gone through that process earlier on. So RFP, yes, is a formalized structured document that says go out to vendors, say here's what we're doing, here's what we're trying to solve, here are the requirements, all those good things. Give us you got 30 days to send a response in, and so forth. Yes, that's really important. I think more important is getting to that document and the growth or the review of the people and the processes and the technology. The reviewing all those things and opportunities to change things or make things better before you even get to the technology. And then by the time you get to the technology, okay, now you've defined, okay, these are all the things we need to do: better reporting, faster, robotic process automation to reduce labor, or maybe we can't get data fast enough, get reporting accurately enough. So really the goal is to a more fast, efficient, and accurate data reporting platform, whatever that might be, as part of that platform or analytics stack. Maybe it's better efficiency gains in the warehouse and your picking and your packing and your shipping operations. There's all sorts of areas of opportunity there, right? And so review those people and processes. And then document what you want to improve, what are the goals, and don't present the solution in the RFP. The job is to get the vendors to present their solution. So that's really the point of an RFP, and kind of a little bit of what I find valuable to the process. And I did say I'm going to leave a template. So there's a little Excel template that I've used in other former lives. That I think might be valuable for you. So I'm going to put a link to it here somewhere in the YouTube, in the chat, and I think I can do it on the video too, but I'll put it in the chat or the comments down below. When I post on LinkedIn about it, I'll put it up there, and it'll just be a link to my website, mmcginley.com. There's nothing there. It's just a little blurb about me, but I'll put it up there as easy access for you guys, and then you can go and download it from there if you want to. But it's a really good structured template that's a good framework for many different RFPs. This is one that we used for a WMS RFP at a former life that I worked at. So it's kind of based around that, but again, you can modify and see what the structure is and use it for many different RFPs. So I hope that is helpful to you guys. There's something else I was going to say. Oh yeah. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Got to say that. And things that are coming up. I know I have it here somewhere. What's coming up next? Oh no, wrong tab. Oh yeah. So RFP, and then another one I'm going to talk about next is Everybody Wins. I think you'll find that interesting as well. So I really appreciate you guys' time, your likes, your comments, your interactions, and yeah, I'll post this on the Reddit IT forum, managers forum too. I find that's full of great knowledge as well. And I hope you guys have a good afternoon, evening, morning, or whenever it is when you're hopefully watching this. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.